Mimi hapa tafadhali msalimie wale wananchi tuko pale katika geti, tafadhali naomba tuweze kukaribia hapa karibu. Hapa kuna viti za kila mtu, tukaribishe kwa makofi mwanafasi, makofi tafadhali.
Mpigia makofi ya kuita. Wapi daktari yule alikuwa anatibu na mitishamba? Sasa hata wewe utaenda kutibiwa huko uone. Karibu bwana, please, I'm told the COVID is serious. The COVID is serious.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know whether it's good morning or good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I don't want to address each one of you by name because I don't know most of you. But I would like to say that I'm very happy to be here and also to see my students here with me. Thank you very much for coming to keep me company. I don't take that for granted. You know I love you very much. I try to do everything for my students. I try to at least to have them acquired training that will make them what we want them to be. Our students are our next generation, and whatever we do at NIBS, they know it is tough to be able to complete the 3 years, because you have to follow each and every rule that is set up by the institution. So thank you very much for making our work much easier, and also having the time to do whatever you have displayed here. So I would want to also thank everyone for many reasons that I'm studying here. I worked with Dr. Wageshi, and she's my daughter. I can say because I have known the husband, Mr. Dr. Wanyoike, when he was still in high school, in Mangu High School. And he got to know him as he was growing up. And maybe I didn't tell him, but there was a prayer I used to say every day that when this doctor gets a wife, I hope he gets a wife that will really suit him, because I know the whole family, they are such nice people, and the father especially, who was my friend. So when I met her, I was excited because she's exactly what I would have wanted for Dr. Wanyoike. Now, I normally don't write notes. So I will go straight into what has brought us here. When this idea was brought to me, that we really don't have a decent dental unit, I went back into my old days when I was growing up as a young girl. Those days in the village, we didn't even have toothbrush. We just used to gargle water when your parents demand. We used to have those sticks, for cleaning your teeth. But somehow we didn't know what was awaiting us as we grew older. Because there was no oral hygiene, there was nothing. Growing up in the village was like swimming freestyle. You just do what is necessary for you to be able to finish that day and sleep and go to school the following day. So for me, I would want to go to my family history as far as dental care is concerned. And that's the main reason why I decided to do this and do it right. I remember when I finished college, I used to go back to the village, and my mother used to, now I had gotten to know Nairobi. Before Nairobi to me was like USA. So when I got to know a few things here, I went home and my mom had problems with her teeth. So she would tell me to take her neighbor in the village was a dentist. Not a dentist, a quack dentist. I think he had worked in a clinic, maybe as a cleaner or something. But he has promoted himself now into doing that in the village. He did that in the village. I don't know, maybe just removing teeth and of course what he was observing the doctors do, until he managed to come to Nairobi, and he opened a room right in Ruiru. I don't remember, but those sides of where there are so many spares down there, but this other side, he had a room there. So when he came home. My mom had problems, and he had told her, you come to my clinic in Nairobi. So I used to take my mother there in his own cubicle, a small cubicle with some water in a karai basin, and he would just look at her teeth, and he kept on tracking the remaining teeth one by one, until my mother didn't have any teeth in the mouth. So now, the same doctor had a way of sorting her problem out. He had learned how to do the dentures, that's what they're called, eh? You know, the whole lot of the put once. So he had a way of, he had learned of how to make them. So I would still take her back to that quack clinic. And he has a bit of knowledge, because my mom was fitted with those teeth, and she was very happy. She was now able to eat. Now, and then I realized this thing was running in my family when I grew up. And I realized that we had problem of teeth. You know, all my older brothers, and the oldest, who is 83 years, all of them have dentures. So for me, I did not want to go that way. So I used to go to the doctors, and they would do some, whatever I used to do this time, and I kept on going back, until now some of the teeth had completely disappeared. So I changed the doctor, and I went to a doctor, Dr. Wanyoike knows him, where he was doing his internship. And he is the one who gave me some form of permanent teeth. But still my story did not end there. And remember, this time, I'm the only one with the teeth, because my brothers, 3 of my brothers, none of them had teeth. John, Joroge, Muga, in fact 4 of them. Only my sisters had teeth. But I was always the one who was getting the bad areas of inheriting the bad things, the small things from my parents. I think it's because I loved them too much. So when I said I'm still at the construction, my teeth are still not okay, because he had to do, when I went to Dr. Wanyoike, he had to do a lot of changes into how my teeth were aligned, and I'm still his patient. So now, when Wageshi talked to me about this one, it took me back there. And I imagined the type of people who are coming here, you know, to this. It's, and maybe for them, they want their teeth to just be removed. They didn't know maybe there are other ways of maybe treating the teeth or just doing something. So I felt that this is a project that would really try to solve other people's problems. For me, I'm always thinking about other people. I don't know why, it just comes. I don't do it for anything. But I know, especially during the current time, and people will walk into my office every time, and none of them walks out of that office without a solution. So I felt now, here these are people who maybe don't know me, they'll never come into my office to tell me that they need some money to come and have their teeth done. And I took that project very seriously, And what she had suggested, because she was not expecting, she was maybe, she told me of a chair, you know, one of those dental chairs. And we sat with the Jenga. We do a lot of things with Aaron, and we don't just think about ourselves. We really think about other people. I have infected him with that kind of disease of always thinking about other people, and that's what we did. If the students or whoever are listening can testify, I try the best. Until people would say that I'm looking for a political seat. I can tell you, I always tell them, I know I can serve people better when I'm not in politics. Even in my Facebook, when I put that thing up there, there's one comment that was, kura yangu ni yako. So, and they made all sorts of comments, but that was the politics was put in, because people, when you do things, in fact, it has been rumored that I want to start for a position. I don't know now whether in Muranga, because that's where I come from, Kiabu, that's where I work, and this is my county. I count Kiabu as my county. So I wonder why they get what they think I would do better than what I do when I'm training, giving my students quality training with everything they need. Because I felt that what I'm doing to empower the youth, both my students and outside there, is much better than being a politician. And even by nature, I am not a politician at all. So we sat and with the Daktari Wageshi, and we worked on the project, and then she would go and leave us with the Jenga. I would say, now, we just cannot give this seat and just put it there. Let's make it a nice place. And I told him, okay, let's go to the FD, financial director. Financial director is my son. And for him, he just knows money. He doesn't care. You know, he cares. He thinks that I spend too much money on things I shouldn't. But I tell him he was born when I was still working, so that is none of his business. I just tell him to sign the check. So Jaga had time getting back to him, and he kept on asking Jaga, what are you doing? Instead of him coming here to see, he is asking Jaga, what are we doing? You know, but what me and Jaga have together is it's something we really care about other people. Even when we are harsh with the students, it's because we know that they need to think about their next life, when they are fathers, when they are parents, when they are all that. So we ended up now trying to do that whatever we have made, maybe we'll go there and see. I was there yesterday, but it was still under construction. And my message to people out there who are listening, you know, I used to give out so much until anytime I go to the bank, if I have I had 100,000 and I have given so much, I go to the bank, it is still 100,000. Nobody can be poor, can get poor because of giving. If there is someone who has done that, I have not met them yet. Yeah, we give our students. They know that, you know, me, I give all my staff, the whole needs and Lizzie, Wanyoike preparatory and all the other shit, they all eat at needs. Because when you give people food, you just empower them. You make them feel, you know, eager to work. So what am I saying? Let me not talk too much about what I do, because it is a lot. So I've now at least took off that thing of saying that I'm doing all that because I want to be a politician. Even in the media have been asked, do you want to vie for a seat? In fact, if I entered politics, I would mess everything. Let me just remain where I am, and also assisting the government. But I would want those people in a high table, if anyone of you has an influence, to go back to Parliament and persuade those members who make these laws. If they get these kids here, they are not private. In fact, some of them are struggling to pay school fees. Where they said all the money is going to those their technical of theirs, and none of them can beat NIBS. If only they can allow them the loan, the help loan. We are not asking for free money. And if the government can be touched, even give them a little bit like they did with the university's private students. And I wondered why they did it, but I learned a bit of things that to be able to do that, there are some procedures you have to do. But I always fight for you so that at least because you are not private, we are paying taxes. All the taxes we pay with you goes to other students. Our students are not private. They are our Kenya citizens. They should be made equal. And just get the same thing the public universities and colleges get. Because we are fighting, we are struggling. Some of them are dropping out, others are missing classes, others are what? Just for a little money they could be helped. The ones I help a few because I don't have donors, because I don't know how to ask for money. The only time I go to people for an individual, they tell you, why are you asking money? You have so much. The fact that they see me giving, they think my kobe is full. You know, they think it's full of money. It is not that. Giving comes from the heart. Giving, like somebody said here, even if you don't have anything to give, you have something, you can go and visit the children's home with your old clothes, you can go do this. So, and it is a gift. Giving is a gift that makes you feel so nice. It makes you feel whole. It makes you feel that you are worth it. And that's what I do. So, I could talk a lot, but I think I will just leave it there until the MC tells us what to do next. I know the First Lady has not given us her message, but I want to thank everybody here, those who came. And despite everything, we are feeling very welcome here by the whole team. You, the way you have talked and introduced yourselves here, I know we have a team that is supporting us and supporting the project. So thank you very much, and I hope you also saw the caliber of students we have. That is just a pure joke. That's how they are. Yeah, they are disciplined, they are everything you can think of, and I'm very proud of them. So thank you very much, everyone. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of the day after we have finished what we are doing.
A big applause for Madam Wanyoike. The heart that gives receives.